Okay, this is my legacy lecture video for March 29th. I went to the Pecos National Park, the Civil War reenactment. It wasn't really a reenactment, actually. It was more of a meet and greet because there were only about 20 reenactors there. They had maybe 15 tents set up. One of the tents we stopped by was a gun specialist. He told us about how the guns transitioned from firing a mini ball to firing a bullet, for example. He also told us about how the frontier men usually used shotguns over the rifles just because of the spread fire, obviously. Um, then we talked about like how they used the sabers. They used them as a blunt club more than a stabbing weapon, so that they wouldn't lose their sword in combat. And then after that, they had a few demonstrations, including the cannon fire, which was pretty interesting. They obviously only used black powder, but it was still pretty cool. They had 4 men around, and they talked about the different tasks that each man had to perform around the cannon in order to fire it. And they said that about every minute you could fire 2 to 3 rounds, depending on your brigade or so. And then after that, they had rifle firing demonstrations. They had a line of maybe 8 people, and they got them around to fire. They had a few misfires, and by a few I mean probably about half were misfires, so that was pretty disappointing. But other than that, it was pretty interesting. Just watching how they lived, seeing all their tents set up, and how they had these tiny little cots crammed into the tents, just seemed awful to me. And then I just assumed that like the only people who had tents were like the officers and such, and like the other men would just be sitting kind of around a campfire or something, sleeping on the bare dirt. But I don't know. It seemed pretty interesting to me. I liked it. I would have preferred it to be a little larger, but that's just me. So that's my experience.